Welcome back to MythicMachines. Today we're going to be swapping out a 305 for the 350 in my 64 panel. So check out what we got to do. The first thing, I pretty much already have it all ready to pull out, other than a couple bolts in the engine mounts. I got to pull off the carburetor and my distributor and the mounts that hold my transmission in. So once I do that, I'm ready to pull it out with the forklift and be back and ready then. Alrighty, so I have the carburetor. Ooh, that's fucking hot. Yowza. Okay. So I took the carburetor off. I got my distributor out, so I have nice clearance in the top there. It makes it easier. I have a load leveler deal here. You hook the forklift up, but first you gotta remove the hood. So you gotta do the time-honored tradition of hood removing. And of course, this is a 60s truck. The hood is heavy, so I got my certified forklift operator for today to help me.
It's not using a forklift person.
I got
too.
Yeah.
Wowza.
It wasn't in the sun a second ago. More what we're going with. Try to get that. Took on my shade away. Want to put it over here?
I throw it to the side until we get the sand out.
Okay, do that. Let's go there. Not a word spoken, just hand signals, comes out perfectly easy. That's why I use a forklift. Alright, so I got my engine in. I got the little bolt down and everything. Engine mounts, I got my headers on. So, in order to get all that stuff in, so I had to make a new cross member. Holds my transmission in. I had to cut out my old cross that was down here. Got to cut that out. See, so you got knot on. Use a plasma cutter to cut it out. Watch. That's actually right there in the way. Oh, I'll figure something out. When we get to that. Anyways, yeah. And with that, got my starter in. So I'm ready to start putting the top of my engine together. Then I sent out my drive line today, this morning. Get ready to put the engine all together and get it all ready. You can't really see much, so I'm not going to film anything. And so I get it done as quick as possible. I got 2 days. So I'll come back for periodic checkups, show progress, and I'll go from there. Alright, so update from last video. So I got had to remodify my headers back to where they were. Cut a little section out of my frame down here, so I could put my headers in all the way, because before I couldn't move it back enough to put a bolt in. So I can put my headers on now. I got most of my front pulley system together. The supercharger manifold bolted on. And I adjusted my valves. And of course the method I did that with it not running currently right now because it's quite difficult to take the valve covers off with this manifold because I don't have much room in here. So got my alternator in there. It's got just enough room in between the header and the alternator in the back. And lastly, I also put my supercharger manifold on with the supercharger and my intake from there. And you can see back here I got some Sharpie marks, and up there and down inside here. There's that much room I have to cut out in order to fit my intake. That goes on the back of my superchargers. So I'm gonna have to cut out some of my firewall. And I'm trying to get this all done before Friday or before Saturday. Today's Thursday. So I got a ram jam on this thing. What? Most of the bottom, it's all looking together. Still gotta get my radiator in. I got my drive line shortened, got that back, so I just gotta put that in. I finished bolting up the headers, so they're all in there nicely. And then we also gotta figure out all the linkage for everything else once I'm there. So that's my little update. I gotta get stuff done, so I'll come back once I'm give you the next update. Okay, so I got all my holes and everything plugged. I'm at the point where I just need to put the manifolds together up to the carburetor. So before I do that, I need to cut out my firewall to make room for this. My supercharger manifolds. Or my supercharger manifold. So this goes to the back of my superchargers. And it's going to go right back up here. You see, I've got a whole lot of room. So I made my little template where I got to cut out. I got to cut that out. Make room for this. Can't really see that well, but so I'm going to be cutting the firewall right here and a little bit of the cowling up here. Alright, so I got it mocked up. That's where my supercharger intake's gonna sit. I thought, looks like I didn't have to take out much as I had to, much as I did, but that's fine. So, got my supercharger. Much as I want to spin it right now, I don't. It's dirty inside. So, holding off on that. I'm gonna take them, clean them all up, getting ready to put on. And then finalize all my stuff, bolting everything down on top, and get my distributor in. So I'll be back once I'm ready to show you guys for final installation on it. Alright, so it's Friday now. Need to do a little update on what we got going on. And then I'm going to show you something funny. Got the engine mostly all in. water pump everything, got my belts and all the so on. Just got a few more pulleys to put on. And my superchargers, haven't put those on because we're gonna do a slight modification to them. Vacuum actuators for the bypass on the superchargers. So I gotta drill, tap a hole in them, and put a hose nipple on that. So that's why they're not on yet. I got my distributor in. And I got adjusted my valves. The way I adjust my valves for a 350 is I do the common cold, not running, you know, one valve at a time, rotating the engine. So I do that, but I leave them a little loose, looser, so they're still opening and everything's still functioning fine, but once it's actually running and idling, that's when I'll do a final valve adjustment for this engine. But anyway, so with all this, now I put in an electric water pump for less belt running area and well. So that led to putting in a new radiator. Alright, so I got it mounted down there, in the corner there, and the corner here. Well, if you come up top, you realize, hey, the front of my truck's a little twisted. See? Big gap there, little gap there, radiator straight. Let's back it down there, that's bolted down. It's down there. Both the same place on each side, but this side is pushed out a lot more. And you can see it's kinked right here. So I know this truck's hammered. And then I was going to do the top bracket just right off these two bolts here, but this one will work just fine. This one will work just fine. So just put that there like that. I got some rubber to put in there, but this one's a little far out. Like it goes over it, but I don't have really same coverage. I don't want to pull it back because that's going to twist the radiator. I really don't want to do that. I like to keep it straight. A lot to do still, so little time. So I'll be back with the next update. Okay, so we're inside the cab right now. And since we're putting in an automatic transmission, and this is a 3-in-a-tree shifter, I would have to get a new steering column with an automatic shifting lever. You might be able to convert this one to automatic using this, but that'd be very difficult and a whole lot of extra parts. And if you just buy a new steering column, they go for like $1,000, and that's a lot of money. With the budget build, you want to stay within your budget, and right now my budget is free. So what I do got for free is the floor shifter out of the XR7 Cougar I have, the green one I'm building into a race car. But you haven't seen it in a few months, because I've been working on this. So this is just a straight floor shifter. I made my little box here that I'm going to cut and I'm going to put it in. Yes, it's a little awkward to reach down here when you shift, but it's automatic. So only you got to put it in park or reverse or drive. Now you got to shift once or twice the whole entire time you're driving it, and a third time to stop driving. So I'm not too worried about the awkward placement of it. This was all completely rusted up and everything and not moving, but after a couple days of lubrication, it's all free and moving again. I got the lever up here. I do not know what happened to the T-handle. I think it was broken and I kind of tore it off because it was frozen and I was trying to get it apart and out of the vehicle. so I might have thrown it away. But anyways, I got my little switch up here. I could shift, and that's all I need. For a ragtag truck like this, it's gonna be good enough. Because you know, gotta stay in your budget, but also gotta stay with the aesthetic of this truck that I like, which is the Jeepers Creepers truck. Stealing parts from every other vehicle around. So, I'm gonna use my cutoff wheel. I'm gonna cut out a little hole so I could get this fit in there. Put the safety glasses on. We're gonna cut ourselves a little hole. Oh, it was meant to be. Look at that. Floor shifter supreme. Yeah, so after that, just got to make a linkage up for it, bolt that down, and that should be all set. Alright, we're back, and unfortunately did not make the car show. Still have quite a bit to do, so I'm going to go over what we need to do real quick, but we did go to the car show. Brought my brother's truck over there. This 70 truck. Keep thinking it's a 72. That's body dropped and everything. Real nice truck. I have some pictures of the car show. A few pickups like this body style here, the 60s. I think they're 65 trucks. But do a quick little overview of what I got left to do. So when we get to the next video. So that'll be it for this video. I'm going to show you what's left. In the next video, we're going to be finishing everything, and we're going to be trying to start her, see if she runs. We got the whole entire engine put together. Everything's all together. Belts, serpentines, everything's on. Last thing I got to do is finish up the wiring for my wires. I got to get a pigtail for my alternator, since it's different than my other one. And the old one that was on the 305. Got to get a longer fuel hose, which I already got, just got to put it on. Well, got more wiring in the back there. Because now I'm having a electric water pump, an electric fan. And I just got to wire in the switches for that to go to the relay. Everything else is all plugged in and ready to be tested. What else do I have left? I need to top off oils. I had to put my boost gauge on. So I got to tee into the hose back here. Fucking spiders took over in a day. Dang spiders. Look at all this. Got no respect. No respect at all. There, so yeah, I gotta do my tee in my boost gauge. But everything's all mostly put together. I got another set of gauges I gotta put in. Gotta hook up these ones. Gotta finish up my wiring down here. And I gotta put in my drive line. After that, I'm pretty much all ready to test and tune this. So that's what we'll be doing next video. And if you want to see it running, Want to see my twin supercharged 350 running? Next video. If you always be so kind to like, comment, subscribe. Until then, see you in the next one.